For over 4 decades, Nagico has been a steadfast partner, enabling communities and businesses across Dutch, English, and French-speaking territories within the Caribbean and also France. Every policy we provide is a promise to help with managing the uncertainties of life. Beyond insurance, we're committed to uplifting our communities through sponsorships and initiatives. Together, we foster a culture of collaboration and care, inspiring each other to reach new heights. Let us celebrate our legacy, embrace new challenges, and continue to uplift each other. We're a people-centric, purpose-driven organization dedicated to building a brighter future.
The Late Night Show. Hope everything is okay. Hope everything is all right. I'm your host, Andrew Dick. Okie dokie, kids, what's happening on the lovely island of St. Martin? We begin with the news of Phillipsburg. Magical Phillipsburg. It used to be town. It used to be Philibo. That's how the Spanish people used to call Phillipsburg, right? Philibo. And then, of course, it used to be the place where the money is made, right? That's why we have so much businesses in town. That's why so much things is happening. So, the Minister of Tiat, Krisha Heliger Martin, decided to do a signing with a construction company so that they can design a Phillipsburg master plan. So I guess it's going to be like how we had a tourism master plan before. It goes in phases. The boardwalk and all those nice things you see in town was part of the phases, and then they stop in the middle of some phase because, of course, you see the way government works in St. Martin. But now in this case, Krisha Heliger decided to continue her husband's legacy when it comes to the beautification aspect. So now the lovely minister is signing an agreement with someone. Designer's Choice is the name. And I have to be happy for Phillipsburg, so we're going to put that on the side. But I'm not going to... I can't be a hypocrite. It's very hard. Designer's Choice was the same construction company that had to build the Princess William Alexander School. I don't know if you remember, but they had like news articles about it. They had Auntie Sarah was right. When the memory came, and I noticed like Sarah, yes. Sarah was there with a shovel, and William, and everybody was happy, and the same designer choice guy, and he got the contract, and then we, of course, so much things happened, and up to no school. But we paid him for the school, but it hasn't finished. And here he gets another contract to do Phillipsburg by the minister who recently did a groundbreaking for a marketplace that isn't finished at yet. It didn't even start yet. Thank you, Pete. That wasn't start. It didn't even begun. What is going on? So, let me just bring it back for you so that you understand what I'm saying. Because I'm sure you're confused as I was when I saw the picture of the two lovely persons, the Designer's Choice Managing Director and the Minister of Tiat, signing the agreement for him to design a Nice master plan, beautification thing for Phillipsburg, and also something with the roots. Don't get me started with that. But he ain't finished the school that we pay him almost 10 years ago. He ain't finished the school yet. He ain't finished the school yet. Unless the school finish and he have it covered and he going to come out and say, surprise! You see, Andrew, you thought I wasn't finished, but I'm finished. Woo! A whole new school in your face. Yes, it took a couple of years, but now it's working. Haha. So I going to do Phillipsburg in the next 10 years for sure too. And I know. Krisha must have not even do no type of research. It's like, Ricky? Yeah, I know Ricky. Yeah, Ricky used to be on DP. Yeah, Ricky cool. Oh man, Ricky, come sit down, let me chill, let me talk. Oh, that sounds good, Ricky. Yes, and you're a local man, so come, let me go. Sign the contract, no problem. And now Krisha finding out that he had to build a school and he ain't do it. He ain't finish it. He's still working on it. Yes, that's why they work good together. Because both of them always say, I'm working on it. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, anything else in the political sphere? No. Of course, January is what the politicians use to recuperate. They need to recuperate. They need to get themselves together. Because they spent a lot in December, with the gifts and the final payments for 2 elections we had last year. So January in the beginning, you have to give them a break. Is governing? Is government governing? It depends. I gotta ask the real Prime Minister, Stuart Johnson. Because he does most of the work when look out there, I don't know, saving babies, running after penguins. I don't know what Luke does on his free time, but I know for sure that the chef de cabinet, Stuart Johnson, works very hard to make sure everything stays quiet. Quiet. Welcome to the Late Night Show. We have a good one for you. Let's begin. Guess what? I got an idea. It's amazing. You see how we have the link sharing all everywhere?
QR link,
the
yeah.
QR link.
Yeah.
Raw Caribbean Channel app. Yeah. You're welcome. Put it in the back.
But it's not an app though. It's not an app. App, you have to like download something to get it on your phone, take up space. It's not an app.
It's like an app. Therefore, it can be an app. So, it's an app. Raw Caribbean TV app. Say it with me, Al. Come on.
It's not an app though. All you gotta do with that, it's a link. You take the link, you hit the bookmark, you say add to home screen, and so it shows up like an app icon, but it's not an app though.
Are you a real person? It is an app because you get to watch all the programs from Raw Caribbean at one place. It is an app.
I don't know how to explain this to you, but factually and technically, it's not an app. Kind of like we do the news, facts,
Yeah.
and you do that thing you do.
Whoa.
Point being, you just go to the QR, you hit bookmarks, and you hit add to home screen, and then you can have the link to, let's give it another name.
The app.
You want to call it the app?
Raw Caribbean TV app.
Jess.
Yes.
Jess, please, give some sense, Jess. Jess.
It's kind of like an app.
That's why she gets the big bucks.
It's not an app, though. It's not a app. What the It's not a app.
You kiss your mother with her mouth? My God. Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Yes.
It's not an app, though.
Donald Trump is back in the White House, and Caribbean leaders are speaking out. From trade and tourism to immigration and diplomacy, his presidency could reshape the Caribbean's future and impact the lives of millions in the diaspora. Today, we're diving into the reactions of Caribbean leaders to Donald Trump's return as US President in 2025. What does this mean for the region's politics, business, and tourism? And how will it affect Caribbean immigrants living in America or those planning to move to the United States? In this video, we'll discuss the challenges, opportunities, and potential impacts of Trump's presidency on the Caribbean and its diaspora living in the United States. Whether you're in the region or abroad, you won't want to miss these key insights. Let's get started. Caribbean leaders have expressed a mix of concern and cautious optimism regarding Trump's re-election. Many are wary of his previous administration's policies, which often prioritized American interests over international cooperation. For instance, Sir Ronald Sanders, ambassador of Antigua and Barbuda to the United States, highlighted the apprehension surrounding Trump's stance on diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) initiatives and his opposition to what he referred to as a woke curriculum.
Three main areas will concern Caribbean relations with the U.S. under Mr. Trump's presidency. These are trade and aid, climate change, and global peace and stability. Mr. Trump has made it clear that he is dissatisfied with the U.S. balance of trade deficit with several countries, especially China and the European Union. When this figure is compared with the aid that the U.S. gives to CARICOM countries, it shows that the money value of the U.S. trade surplus far exceeds U.S. aid.
However, some leaders admire Trump's strong leadership style and believe his presidency could bring stability to U.S.-Caribbean relations. Prime Minister Gaston Brown of Antigua and Barbuda congratulated Trump on his victory, expressing hope for continued cooperation between the two nations. Similarly, Prime Minister Andrew Holness of Jamaica extended his congratulations, emphasizing the importance of maintaining strong diplomatic ties with the United States. In the business sector, Caribbean leaders are closely monitoring Trump's trade policies. His America First approach could lead to new trade barriers affecting Caribbean exports to the US. The potential rollback of Biden-Harris Caribbean initiatives and changes in trade policies may pose challenges for the region's economic growth. However, some business leaders see opportunities in diversifying trade partnerships and strengthening ties with other global markets. Caribbean nations have historically relied on the United States as a major trading partner. Any shifts in U.S. trade policies could have significant repercussions for the region's economies. For example, the Caribbean Export Development Agency (CEDA) has expressed concerns about potential disruptions in trade relations and the need for Caribbean countries to explore alternative markets. Tourism is another vital industry in which Trump's presidency could have significant implications for the Caribbean. During his previous term, travel restrictions and changes in visa policies impacted tourist arrivals from the US. Caribbean tourism officials are hopeful that Trump's administration will prioritize economic recovery and support for the travel industry. However, they remain cautious about potential policy shifts that could affect visitor numbers and tourism revenue. The Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association has called for a collaborative approach to address the challenges facing the tourism sector. They emphasize the importance of maintaining open travel channels and ensuring that the region remains an attractive destination for American tourists. Additionally, tourism ministers from various Caribbean countries have expressed their commitment to working with the U.S. administration to promote sustainable tourism and enhance visitor experiences. Additionally, the commerce sector is also keeping a close eye on Trump's return. His administration's focus on fossil fuels over renewable energy could impact the Caribbean's efforts to transition to clean energy. Additionally, changes in U.S. aid and development assistance could affect funding for critical infrastructure projects in the region. Caribbean leaders are advocating for continued support and collaboration to ensure sustainable economic development. The Caribbean community, CARICOM, has emphasized the need for a balanced approach to trade and development. They have called on the U.S. administration to consider the unique challenges faced by small island developing states and to support initiatives that promote economic resilience and sustainability. CARICOM leaders have also highlighted the importance of regional integration and cooperation in addressing common challenges. Trump's presidency could bring both challenges and opportunities for the Caribbean region. On one hand, his policies may create economic uncertainties and strain diplomatic relations. On the other hand, Caribbean nations may find new avenues for growth by diversifying their trade partnerships and strengthening regional cooperation. The region's leaders are committed to navigating these changes and ensuring the continued prosperity of their countries. One potential area of concern is immigration policy. Trump's previous administration was known for its stringent immigration policies, including travel bans, increased deportations, and restrictions on visas. His return to office raises concerns about the potential reinstatement of these policies, which could affect Caribbean immigrants. Caribbean leaders are closely watching for any changes in immigration policies that could impact their citizens. They are advocating for fair and humane treatment of Caribbean immigrants and for policies that support family reunification and economic opportunities. Many fear that stricter immigration enforcement could lead to increased deportations and family separations, creating uncertainty and anxiety within the Caribbean community. The America First approach of Trump's administration may also impact economic opportunities for Caribbean immigrants. Policies that prioritize American workers could limit job prospects for immigrants, particularly in industries where Caribbean nationals are heavily represented, such as hospitality, healthcare, and agriculture. Additionally, changes in trade policies could affect remittances sent back to the Caribbean, which are a vital source of income for many families in the region. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Your likes help the YouTube algorithm promote our videos, allowing others to enjoy this content too. Thanks for your continued support. Caribbean immigrants rely on various social services and support systems in the US. Trump's administration may implement cuts to programs such as healthcare, education, and housing assistance, which could disproportionately affect immigrant communities. Access to these essential services is crucial for the well-being and integration of Caribbean immigrants into American society. The rhetoric and policies of Trump's previous administration often led to heightened tensions and discrimination against immigrant communities. The Caribbean diaspora may face increased instances of racial profiling, discrimination, and xenophobia. Community leaders and organizations will need to work diligently to support and protect the rights of Caribbean immigrants during this period. Trump's administration previously attempted to end programs like Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, DACA, which provides protection from deportation and work permits to eligible undocumented immigrants who came to the U.S. as children. The potential rollback of such programs could affect many Caribbean immigrants who rely on these protections. Additionally, changes to the legal immigration system, such as reductions in family-based immigration, could impact the ability of Caribbean families to reunite in the U.S. Despite these challenges, the Caribbean diaspora has a history of resilience and advocacy. Community organizations and leaders will continue to play a crucial role in advocating for the rights and well-being of Caribbean immigrants. Efforts to build alliances with other immigrant communities and engage in political activism will be essential in navigating the potential impacts of Trump's re-election. As we can see, Caribbean leaders have varied perspectives on Trump's return to the U.S. presidency. While there are concerns about potential policy shifts, there is also hope for stability and new opportunities. The impact of Trump's presidency on the Caribbean will depend on how the region adapts and responds to these changes. There is positive assurance that Caribbean leaders are committed to working together with the U.S. administration to address common challenges and promote mutual prosperity. On the other hand, Trump's re-election poses several challenges for the Caribbean diaspora living in the U.S., particularly in areas of immigration, economic opportunities, social services, community relations, and legal status. However, the strength and resilience of the Caribbean community, coupled with continued advocacy and support, will be vital in addressing these challenges and ensuring the well-being of Caribbean immigrants. If you enjoyed this video, you'll definitely enjoy this video on the Caribbean-US relations under Trump and the potential of mass deportations. Check it out. We want to hear from you. What do you think Donald Trump's return to the presidency means for the Caribbean region? Will it bring more challenges or open up new opportunities for trade, tourism, and diplomacy? And for those in the diaspora, how do you think his policies could impact Caribbean immigrants living in the US? Share your thoughts, experiences, and predictions in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. If you enjoyed this video and found it insightful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. This is Caribbean Focus. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments and how you believe this change will impact you below. Stay tuned for more insightful content.
A commercial break. When we come back, more late night.
And I'll fall on my knees. Tell me how to wait a bit. Tell me how's the way to go. Tell me all that I should know, and I'll fall on my knees. Tell me how's the way to go. Tell me how's the way to be, to evoke some empathy, and I'll fall on my knees. Tell me how's the way to go. Tell me how's the way to see. Show me all that I could be.
Hello, my people. Make sure you tune in to Sit, Sip, and Chat every Monday at 5 p.m. on TV 15 and every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m.
And make sure tune in to the Late Night Show with Andrew Dick from Monday to Friday at 10 p.m. with a repeat in the afternoon for no reason. In the afternoon, the Late Night Show at 3 p.m. Thank you, TV 15.
Thank you, TV 15. Make sure to tune in
Make sure to tune in to the Late Night.
and Sit, Sip, and Chat.
Late Night.
For over 50 years, we've understood the power of connection. Back when connecting St. Martin to the world seemed impossible, we made it possible. From pioneering international calling to introducing digital mobile services and laying the foundations for fiber optic technology, we've kept you connected wherever life or business takes you. And through it all, we've proudly supported the vibrant culture, traditions, and people that make St. Martin unique. But that's not where our journey ends. It's where it starts again. With a brand new commitment to connecting you, we've been working tirelessly behind the scenes to improve our services and bring you a better, more reliable network. We've restored the SMPR1 fiber cable that connects St. Martin to the world, ensuring faster speeds and greater stability. Our mobile platforms are being upgraded, and we've expanded our mobile coverage so you can stay connected wherever you go. Our new customer service system is easier to use and more efficient than ever. Plus, we're continuing to expand our fiber network, bringing you the most advanced internet available. But beyond pioneering technology, we're committed to uplifting our community, because this is our home too. That's why we provide free connectivity to many schools across St. Martin, equipping the next generation with the tools to connect, learn, and grow. At Telem, proudly local, we're here for today, tomorrow, and every milestone ahead.
Time for your flashback. Let's get into it.
Flashback.
I ask some questions and you answer. You gonna wear the hat? Well, yo, it's New Year's now, so it's like it will be.
It's not New Year's yet.
Yeah, but
You continue, you're gonna make it into the New Year.
You can't be saying those things. Okay, so I was thinking that since it's New Year's, you wear it.
It's not New Year's yet.
Yeah, but it's gonna air on New Year's, William.
Yes, but it won't be taped on New Year's.
So no hat or hat?
You look on your hat. The Christmas gone.
Oh, yeah, I know. Okay, so you wear it then. I'm gonna ask you during the interview to wear it. You gonna wear it if I ask you during the interview? For sure.
How long the interview?
Yeah, depends. No long interview though. Welcome back to our interview segment. We're here with the Honorable President of Parliament, one of my favorite politicians of all time. One of my favorite. Not the favorite, the most favorite one, but one of the most.
favorite ones.
You're
That
making me
makes sense?
jealous.
We're here with President of Parliament, Member of Parliament, William Marlin. William was right. Yeah, that slogan, boy. How you come up with that? I know you had to get a lot of sleepless nights, William, to come up with that one.
Well, actually, I did not come up with it. It is Frankie, Theo, Grisha, Billy D, a whole lot of people who came up with it.
Yeah.
And then my campaign management team, they said, well, listen, you got to go with what's current. You got to go with what the majority of people want. You got to go with what people are saying.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I saw posters and T-shirts appearing and banners appearing with William was right.
William was right. And he was like, okay. Now, I don't know. You are a very strong man. Why I say you was a strong man? Because last year was a tough year. Particularly after the hurricane, and then bringing back a little bit of semblance of St. Martin of how it was, and going through criticism. And I'm sure you've said it over and over. So I don't want to go into the specific too much, but more into why you decided to still throw your hat in the ring, even though you were basically ridiculed the last time during the after hurricane and the fall of government and them sending you home 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
Well, it was actually twice.
Yes.
No, you see, when you're in the political arena,
Yeah.
there is so much to expect, and you never know what all to expect. It is unfortunate that the politicians let me put it this way. There were those who were trying to break the government long before the hurricane for their own political agenda, and specifically the leader of the Democratic Party, who was a coalition partner. We had a good government. We had a government that was presenting budgets on time, balancing budgets, doing all the right things, working for the people, getting things in place. We made sure we had a broad-based enough government with the support of 10 seats, not just to make sure that you had 10 members supporting the government, but at times someone needs to travel, someone could be sick, someone can fall sick, and you need to ensure that you have a quorum for meetings, but a quorum also for decision making. If you want to carry out your program, you need the support of Parliament to carry out your program as government. So government was working, but there were those who were scheming behind the scenes to throw down the government. And then the hurricane came, and if you can recall well, immediately after the hurricane, then MP Franklin Myers said, well, hey, this could have happened to any one of us, because we can't see, nobody could have prepared for such a hurricane, nobody could foresee what was happening. But then lo and behold, the Dutch government started sending off their missiles because they saw an opportunity to carry out their agenda. And their agenda, part of their agenda was the putting in place of an integrity chamber, the way they wanted it, reporting to them, with them having a majority on the board, etc., and appointing the secretariat. I have been opposing it from 2015. I have, from the opposition benches, I opposed it. And when I became Prime Minister in 2015, during my first trip to the Netherlands, I had a major fallout with the Prime Minister, Mark Rutte, because he wanted to know when that integrity chamber was coming, and I said it was not a priority for the government, and it was not set as a priority in the governing program either. Well, it has to come, he says, by the hook or the crook. And if you don't want the integrity chamber, then get out of my kingdom. And I told him, well, I have no problem with that. And with that, I got up and I left. Unfortunately, you can say the meeting lasted like 2 minutes because the Prime Minister was actually kind of rude that if I don't agree, then I should get out of his kingdom. And I told him I have no problem with that. So they came with these conditions. And you know my stance, what it was. And I tried to convince members of parliament that we should stick together. And you know what's interesting? That now recently, with the developments on the French side, there's a call suddenly by some of the same politicians who at that time didn't know to stand together, didn't know to fight off the Dutch takeover, the Dutch aggression towards St. Martin. We're a young country in the kingdom. We should be given the opportunity to grow. Of course, we will make mistakes. Any little child that wants to walk will stumble, will fall, will bruise their knees. Some will even bust their forehead, bust their lips. But eventually, that child will become an adult, will go to Harvard, VWO, or anywhere else, graduate, go to college, and become a young professional or a young businessman, an entrepreneur, whatever. But when you look back, and sometimes when you look at pictures when you were a toddler, it's like, oh my gosh, that's me. I did those things. Yes. And so are we as a people, as a country. The Netherlands is independent for over 300 years. We are not. We are still part of, as the Prime Minister said, his kingdom, their kingdom. We are part of their kingdom. But if we are like the Constitution, the Kingdom Charter says we have 4 countries in the kingdom, then we should be treated as one of those 4 countries, not as your modern day colony. So my thing was, where were they? Standing up for St. Martin, not standing up for William Marlin, because William Marlin did not commit a crime and was looking for help. William Marlin was defending the integrity of St. Martin and his constitution. It's the same thing when the Préfet and the French just took half of Oyster Pond away from us.
Yeah.
Well, at least claiming it. And there too, I stood up and fought for St. Martin. And what did you have? The same politicians went to the French side, take pictures, went to the frontiers, take pictures, and claiming for the sake of a vote that William Marlin is fighting the French and they have to restore the good relationship. I have always had a good relationship with the people of the French side. We have families on the French side. Many of us, half of the family live on the French side, half live on the Dutch side. But for us, it has always been, you live in St. Martin, you're from St. Martin. You're from Marigot, Grand Cars, Meridian, or Dutch Quarter, French Quarter, or Rambo. My wife grew up in Rambo. She has first cousins who live over there still. My aunt, I was telling Suja the other day, one of my aunts lived on the French side and lived in the Bethany home and passed away when she was 103 years. I'll be 112, by the way. So yes, the politicians missed an opportunity for us to once stand together.
Yeah.
and fight off the Dutch when necessary. If you can remember, I was in opposition then too, when the then Attorney General Huus Schram made his remarks. Who came in defense of the government that he was accusing? And the politicians actually that he was accusing, William Marlin, from opposition benches. And I presented that motion denouncing those statements, and we have to stand up together for St. Martin. And it was not standing for William Marlin, it was standing for St. Martin. But what did they do? They joined the bandwagon and then helped the Dutch to carry out the agenda, and they created all kinds of things. I blocked the border. My son was looting. My son was in prison, and I walked in the police cells and demanded my son come out.
Yeah.
When people say, "But look at Onde there. Onde was never anything." Onde was the one who just came in from Holland, and he never did come from Holland. So these bad memories traumatize.
Try to live a
family,
life of its own.
okay? Traumatize a family. I protect myself, if you want to call it that way, by, you don't see me on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. It's not that I don't know what people say there, because people screenshot things or clip something and forward it to me, anything like that. But for that same reason of the negativity and the lies that people perpetrate out there. Like today, one of the members of my campaign management team was home by me in the morning, and he said he just had to delete somebody from his Facebook because of how, the person's like, "Oh, what Marlin never did for this country. Marlin never done anything for the country." And he said, rather than entering an argument with somebody who knows better, it was better to just zap, delete, and leave it alone and move on. So yes, one would say, why are you back at it? In 2018, when we ran that campaign, I chose to go number 23. And my message to the people of St. Martin when I was leaving office as Prime Minister was, I put my political future in your hands.
In your hands, yeah, I remember that.
If you want me back, vote for me. I'm there. I'm at the bottom of the list. I'm anchoring, I'm carrying the weight of the party. And I also didn't want to confuse people with, if you want to call it, the leadership in terms of there was a new leader, duly elected by acclamation at our Congress. The leadership was transferred to Miss Sylvia Jacobs. Now I always say it with a smile, one of my former students at Leonard Connor School. And so I took 23. As a result of the votes, I moved back up, if you want to call it, to number 3. But I really thought it would have been my last run. But lo and behold, a year after, we did not throw down the government. Yes, our opposition, the opposition that we carried out together with the USP, was severe. The government took a pounding and a beating every opportunity they got, because it is not only we said it. The consensus was it is the worst government St. Martin has ever had. And the only person who thought that this was the greatest thing that happened to any people since Jesus walked on water was State Secretary Knops. By every turn, he would praise the government, he would congratulate the government, and they were doing a great job. And then when the government had to give account to Parliament, it is State Secretary Knops who come down to go on a radio station to inform the people and to come to Parliament. And to that, members of Parliament of the opposition said, "No way, Jose. Not here. If you want to answer to Parliament, answer to Parliament in Holland. We have not elected you. We have not appointed you. The people of St. Martin didn't vote for you. When you come to St. Martin, you talk to the government. But our government is supposed to give account to our Parliament." When we begin disrespecting ourselves, when we allow others, whether they're a state secretary or the prime minister of another country or
members of parliament,
in the Netherlands or anywhere else, when we allow them to disrespect us, when we allow them to misuse us, and sometimes it's like some of them trying to behave like good boys and good girls. Like in the good old days of slavery, you had to behave before they put you to sleep outside or put you to sleep.
Don't talk too loud.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I'm not disrespectful. I'm not willing to cooperate. If you can recall, when 2014, I was formateur then and Prime Minister designate, and what were the talks out of the Netherlands, out of The Hague? Finally, St. Martin is going to have a decent government. Okay? But when in 2015, William Marlin did not accept the integrity chamber. William Marlin did not accept the dispute regulation the way they wanted to do it, and I still do not agree with it, and I refuse to even carry it out as an experiment. My thing was no, and it remains no, as far as I'm concerned. When I was fighting against the integrity chamber, what did you have? MP Franklin Myers, his famous words, "I'd rather die standing than to have to live on my knees," and presented 26 amendments to the integrity chamber law. And then what happened? They came, they closed the door, they came back out, and it was like, yeah, it's best if we pass it ourselves rather than have it imposed. And my reaction to it was, but guys, it is best to have them try to impose it on you, because at least then you can go somewhere to the United Nations, somewhere, and say, hey, they were bullying me. But not when somebody say, if I give you something and say, Andrew, after the show, drink it. And Andrew go and he drink it. And then when he eyes start to turn up, he goes, it ain't me, it's Marlin who tell me. No, it is your responsibility. You took the cup and you drank it. The responsibility for law in St. Martin, for putting laws in place, for voting on laws, lie with Parliament as the elected representatives of the people. So no state secretary has the right to sign an agreement with government and say, government, this will become law in your country, or else. Or else what? Or else what? So here I am. After all of them have said, one after the other, William was right. I'm here back again as a candidate, this time as number 3 on the slate. And I was making jokes with my children the other day. I said for over 20 years I was number 1. I didn't have to wonder where I was. And in 3 elections I was number 1, 23, and now 3. So some people are meeting me and saying, you running? And I would say, of course, where you live, under a rock? They say, yeah, but I look at the top and I didn't see you, and I look at the bottom and I didn't see you. I said, well, look at 3. Yeah. And yes, the campaign material has finally arrived. The posters are going out, stickers are going out, the T-shirts have arrived yesterday as well. One of the things that I was one who had serious reservations about trying to compete with Christmas. Christmas is, if you want to call it, maybe that one time of year when families get together, you know, they families spend time together. Christmas is not just the 25th of December. It's a period. It's a time. I was happy to go to the airport 3 weeks ago to welcome home my daughter and her boyfriend. They came to spend the Christmas with us. My youngest son, he came in a few days after, and he is still here. She left 2 days ago. I was happy to have had them for the Christmas. There's no time to enjoy family better than the Christmas time. And yes, now it's back to the gruesome campaign trail. And one of the things that I'm meeting a lot, Andrew, is people saying their first action or reaction will be, I voted.
Yeah.
Not again. For what? For the ship jumpers to break up government again? And my clear message, and the message of the National Alliance to them is, you want to stop ship jumping? Vote for the only stable party in this race. Some of them you can't measure their potential stability because they were never there. They're too small. They're too new. Some of them don't even have enough candidates that if, God forbid, they would win the election outright, that who is going to become minister? Because somebody become minister, there's nobody to take that seat. So you're going to lose your majority the minute you appoint a minister. The National Alliance has a slate of experienced candidates, a slate of young and progressive candidates, dynamic candidates, and more than anything else, We represent stability. 41 years ago, I was one of the founding members of the party. I am the last man standing, like we would say, the last of the Mohicans. I have been there, come rain or sunshine.
You've seen it all, yeah.
A friend of mine told me one day before I was going on the program, he said, remind the people that why, because you keep saying you have been around for this amount of years, the younger generation might think that you have spent those 41 years in government. We have been in opposition for a long time. But I did not jump ship because my party was in opposition, so let me go look for greener pastures, let me go see what I can get over there, because I want to be in government. But one trademark I can toot my horn and say, when William Marlin is in government, he works. He works for the people of St. Martin, that he gets things done that benefits the people of St. Martin. I have no hidden agendas. What you see is what you get. And with me, it has always been a promise made is a promise kept. If I promise the people something, I work hard at making sure it is done. So yes, I'm back. I'm back. I never left, with the exception, of course, of when I got 2 motions of no confidence.
Yeah, you had a little.
I left. I left.
Yeah, you didn't take back the seat.
I left on November 24th. I did not ask back for the seat, and I prepared for the election that came. I believe it was in February 2018, and now we're having one in January 2020. I am asking for the support for the National Alliance team. We have a very strong and dynamic team. We have a slate of exceptionally good, bright, hardworking candidates. We have ministers who are out there working their butts off, from what I understood. And I want to say congrats, kudos to our young Minister of Justice, Jorendi Duran, who today, together with the Prime Minister, Sylvia Jacobs, even if it's the last work day of the year, they were able to create and find and signed off on the legal basis for the justice workers to be able to receive the long-awaited payment. So congratulations to them. And I'm sure the people in the justice chain are extremely happy that there are no gimmicks, there are no tricks. The minister made a promise, and he is a guy of my heart, as you would say, because that's how I was. Make a promise, carry it out.
I asked one question and it took 25 minutes. You even questions that I had, you had it in your whole answer. So
I could read your mind.
You read my whole mind.
Every time I look up to you, I see you saying, go ahead.
Yeah, because I listen in. I listen in. Before we go, William, there's one more thing that I wanted to mention, and I'm sure that you didn't notice, or maybe you did, and maybe you'll tell me why. So a couple of years ago, because when I started in the media, I was working. I don't know if you know Eddie Williams. You know Eddie Williams?
Yes,
remember Eddie?
Yes.
I was working there as a reporter, and I remember you were one of my first interviews, and I remember shaking. My hand was trembling. I just came out of high school. And I work in junior reporter there.
I can remember. I thought you had a drink.
No.
I thought you had a drink.
So he was commissioner at the time. It was just before the 10-10-10 business.
Yes.
And I had to interview him. I was like, "Oh, Mr. Williams asked me to interview you," and you watched me in my face. I remember it like it was yesterday. And you said, "Boy, tell Eddie call me," and then you walked away. And that was my first time I dealt with you, and I remember going like, and I went back to tell Eddie Williams back at the studio, and he said, "Oh yeah, but that's William. You had to follow him." I was like, "No, because he left me there, so I thought maybe he don't want to talk to me. I'm not good at this. Oh my God." I just want to say thank you for that. You made me very, 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 very tough. You one of the reasons why I tough.
But that is why.
Why you did it? Why you do it? That was one of your teaching methods? Or it just, you were busy and you didn't, I don't know. What was you thinking? What was it, if you remember?
I will tell you off screen.
I would like that. Thank you so much for coming, sir. Good luck for the election.
Before, of course, before we leave, today's
Yeah.
December 31st is the last day of the year.
Just spoil my whole thing because it is airing on January 1st.
And I want to, of course, wish the people of St. Martin, all of them, wherever you are, on which side of the political spectrum you are, I want to wish all of you, both North and South, and even the people, as somebody once said, St. Martin has a French side, a Dutch side, and an English side, which is Anguilla. So, I want to wish all of you a happy ending of the year 2019, and I want to wish you much success, good health above everything else, and a blessed year, actually a blessed decade. And politically, I'm wishing you a strong 4 years under the leadership of the National Alliance. I just want to remind you that on January 9th, when you go to the polls, there is only one way that we should vote, and that is for the National Alliance, a stable party that is capable of providing stability. Give us an opportunity to govern St. Martin for 4 years. And after that 4-year term, you decide whether you made a good decision or not. And then, if you agree, you vote us back in. And if you want changes, you make those changes. But if we continue, if St. Martin continues to vote the way they have voted over the years, and look forward to another coalition, we're going to have more of what we have had, because all the other parties have been producing ship jumpers one after the other, and that is what has been causing the breakup in government. And even when we had a 10-seat coalition, the leader of the Democratic Party and her people schemed to break it up for their personal and selfish reasons. Then you come together as the United Democrats, and you can't manage the country. You allow Canucks to get in between. You allow others to get in between. And after you have no sense of direction, it implodes, you break it up yourself, and then come back and want to tell the people on the campaign trail, vote once again for you. We have decided to come together, go separately, but give us enough votes to come back together. And we are saying no. Keep them out of Parliament. Do not give them seats if possible at all, but for sure, give the National Alliance 8 seats or more. We will be happy with 10, but we are not greedy. We'll satisfy with 8 so that we can run a stable government for 4 years.
Thank you for coming, and all the best this year.
Thank you for the opportunity, Andrew, and good luck with not good luck. Yeah. I wish you success with your programs. Sometimes they become my bedtime stories when I finish, doing everything in the night and I'm retiring. I get in bed and I
watch
late
the
night
with
Andrew.
That's what it's all about.
That does it for late night. Thank you so much for watching. Until tomorrow, do have a safe and pleasant one. Bye-bye.